I want to establish a submission. First of all, let me start by thanking Ghanaians and South Africans that come to my inbox and we talk, and then they get on my WhatsApp and we talk. I want to thank you so much because I learn a lot from you people.
How does Nigeria assist South Africa? How does Nigeria benefit South Africa? Apart from the fact that Nigeria supplies South Africa with skills, and there are lots of skills that are not available in the country. That is why they have to import skills from other countries, like the 50,000 or 100,000 Ukrainians that were just brought into South Africa from Ukraine and other parts of the world. And still, South Africa is still importing skills. But Nigerians have been able to fill a lot of the skills shortage.
Listen, South Africans, Ghanaians, Kenyans, Cameroonians, Namibians, Botswanans, or however you put it, Botswana people, Swahili people, wherever in Africa. Let me tell you, I've stated this before and I'm going to say it again. It is hard being a Nigerian.
There's something that actually, when I sit down and retrospect or think about it, definitely when I even go deeper to react and analyze, I begin to wonder, why is it that some Nigerians are the way they are, they think and act and behave the way they do? And on the other hand, don't get it twisted, you also find other Nigerians who think and act way differently, better off than what the people or the citizens of Nigeria that I'm about to react to their videos actually do, act and behave. Yes, and on the other hand will be me reacting to videos that are trending and making rounds online of some Nigerian that I have, constantly been seeing their videos back to back on the media, always trying to spite, always trying to indict, always trying to make caricature, ridicule, in fact mockery, and most importantly instigating, fueling conflict, right, against the people of South Africa. And I do not sit well with it. It doesn't sit well with me, and that's why I decided, okay, let's bring these videos here, let's look at it critically, paying attention to details and react to it. Then at the end of the day, my brother Chimdi and I would do the summary and the final reactions on this. But first of all, I would love you at this point, if you're yet to like this video, please do not forget to hit on the like button, share, not for the people but for my sake. Exactly. And there are some names I would really love you people to throw more light on. First of all, if you're a South African, I want to know the meaning of kwere kwere. Like, I've often heard this word kwere 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 most times from Nigerians. I don't understand the meaning. Okay, I want to know because I want to understand better. So let's take a look at these video clips and I will come back to draw my final reactions and conclusions, as well as my brother Chimdi.
How does Nigeria assist South Africa? How does Nigeria benefit South Africa? Apart from the fact that Nigeria supplies South Africa with skills, and there are lots of skills that are not available in the country. That is why they have to import skills from other countries, like the 50,000 or 100,000 Ukrainians that were just brought into South Africa from Ukraine and other parts of the world. And still, South Africa is still importing skills. But Nigerians have been able to fill a lot of the skills shortage. Most South Africans would prefer, black South Africans in fact, would prefer that it was white people that would come, even though if they are least qualified, they would even prefer the Ukrainians, even though they're least qualified. And this is due to hatred for their own skin color. And they feel like anything to them that is white in color is superior. So, anything that is of Mzungu nature is superior to them. But you find a lot of these Nigerians come in and make a difference, especially in the education sector, in the engineering sector, and in the medical sector. So Nigeria provides South Africa with a lot of scarce skills. That's number one. And secondly, which is probably this one on the screen, Nigeria now provides South Africa with a bulk of their oil. Why are a lot of countries scrambling to buy Nigerian oil? Because apparently Nigerian oil is the Lamborghini of oils, because the nature and the quality of oil differ from country to country, but the oil from Nigeria is the Lamborghini of oils. And so that's why a lot of countries scramble to buy oil from Nigeria. Now that we have one of the largest privately owned refineries in the world, owned by a black Nigerian man, So South Africans are actually buying oil from him. That's like buying oil, petrol from him, buying refined oil and petrol from Dangote refineries. And so if Nigeria decides to shut this down, that means there'll be cars without petrol in South Africa. South Africa does not have such influence on Nigeria. And there's nothing South Africa can shut down that will affect Nigeria. In fact, if South Africa should shut down MTN today, we'll all be happy. Our local indigenous telecommunication network owned by black people, like Glo, for example, will benefit. The quality of the service of foreign network providers are not even as good as the local one anyway. So Nigeria has the power to sanction South Africa if it wants to. So you guys need to behave yourselves. How many South African children have died due to Nigerian drugs? How many? You can give me the statistics, yeah? You can give me the statistics. Now, everybody knows that the drug problem had been in South Africa even before independence, before foreigners started coming in. Everybody knows, yeah, that the powder that is destroying South African children is called Nyaope. And everybody knows that this Nyaope is being sold by black South Africans and colored South Africans in the locations. Everybody knows that. The only thing is your inability to compete with Nigerians makes you feel inferior, and as a result you try to gaslight Nigerians so that you can feel important. And it's a sad situation when you try to gaslight other people in order for you to feel important. Everybody can be important. Everybody can be successful. Everybody can contribute positively to the society. But the fact that you are unable to contribute, and the fact that you depend on government grant, makes you feel less than an achiever, make you feel like an unachiever. And the only way you can justify your non-achievement is by putting the achievers down, pulling them down. See, you can't do this any longer, because you know why? The truth is beginning to come out. People like me and some other people are coming up with the facts and the figures, and they're coming up with the truth. That number one, it takes a very bad parent to accuse other people of influencing their children, and it takes a really bad parent that cannot guide the children in the right direction. To the extent that the children is involved in illicit activity, it takes a very bad parent to blame everybody but themselves. Take responsibility for your own failures as parents, number one. And number two, it's your people that are selling in Yaope. It's your people that should be dealt with. In fact, the percentage of Nigerians in the illicit powder market is less than 2% in South Africa. You are the ones. But for you to feel good about yourself, you have to what? You have to put Nigerians in a bad light so that you can feel that you not achieving anything is because of the Nigerians. That's what. And I have to tell you this. Yeah, I have to tell you this. Nobody's competing with you. Nigerians can't compete with South Africans. We are light years ahead. Nobody's competing with anybody. But the fact that you have to murder people in order for you to be happy says a lot about the kind of people you are. I'm not saying this about all South Africans. I'm saying this about xenophobic South Africans.
Every time, is it the only word you guys even know? Every little thing, go back to your country. Go back to which country? I am more citizen than most of you. in South Africa. You know what I contribute to South Africa? And you are living in those shacks. Instead of you to go and hustle. Someone that is better than you 100% everywhere on your I don't like coming to South Africa. I don't like, it's just business like this. And once I'm done, Otilo, I don't move. I don't like staying here. I just pay rent for now. I don't like staying here. I just film. I don't leave. You pay for security, everything. You're just scared. Like before you know it's now gone. Say, go back to your country. Which nonsense country? Which nonsense country? Don't worry. One day like this, I will use one of you as an example. Just pick you up in there. Just take police. We just take you away. Put you in the cell. You just stay there for like 2 weeks. Then I'll take you out. Then you know that man pass man. You know that man pass man in this life.
I want to establish a submission. First of all, let me start by thanking Ghanaians and South Africans that come to my inbox and we talk, and then they get on my WhatsApp and we talk. I want to thank you so much because I learn a lot from you people. Like, you people don't know what you do for me. I learn a lot from you people, and this mentality, there is this atmosphere that occurs in my mind. I'm a man that works with the mind. In my mind, whenever I talk with you people, let me establish this summit, and I hope Nigerians hear this, or you can share it to them so that they will see. Now listen, it is much more blessing to me in having conversations and discussions with Ghanaians and South Africans than making money in Nigeria. Let me say this and I'll explain this. It is much more blessing. I consider it a blessing that I establish conversation, online conversation, only online. I hadn't even gone to South Africa. I hadn't even gone to Ghana. It is a blessing to me that I establish online conversation, that I chat and make conversations and discussions with South Africans and Ghanaians. It is much more blessing to me. I feel happy, I feel peaceful, I feel contented. There's this realm of peace that comes to me than knowing that I thrive, that I have cars, that I build houses in Nigeria. I consider discussing, having conversation, exchanging ideas with South Africans and Ghanaians than making money in Nigeria. Do you know why? I often tell my siblings who are very much abroad, I tell them something. Or more like, let me put it this way, because I used to tell them until he confirmed it. So one of my siblings actually, who is in the UK, he established something. He said, the blessing in traveling abroad that Nigerians don't even know is not you're going abroad to make money, is not you're going abroad to experience a working system. Do you understand? It's not you're going abroad to elope from the dangers of Nigeria or from the problems of Nigeria or to have a greener pasture, but in your ability to interact with people that have sense. That is the greatest blessing. The fact that you interact with white people, the fact that you interact with other people who are not Nigerians, that is the blessing. That is the blessing. That is the success. The fact that you interact with people that are not Nigerians. And my brother would always tell me, if you see the way these people think, you will know that Nigerians are sick. You will know that Nigerians have mental problems. Their case is a mental case. It's a mental problem. You know, some people really look at Nigerians and keep wondering, why would these people behave the way they behave? Bro, it is a mental case. It is, if you know criminology, if you study psychology, you know that 98% of Nigerian problem is that Nigerians have individuals who are on first stage of imbecility. A number of people will think this is profanity, but it's not. So let me repeat this. I am grateful to God every single time I interact with South Africans, every single time I interact with Ghanaians, especially some of these Ghanaians who are traveled abroad or South Africans who are abroad. They tell me a number of things. When they talk, you would understand that. You understand the happiness and the peace that emits itself in the way these people actually reason. I used to say this. I started my first video in saying that I've never been to Ghana, but I've interacted with Ghanaians to understand that these people have no criminality. I've interacted with South Africans to understand that there is no criminality with these people. But with Nigerians, I don't need you to, as a Nigerian, I don't need you to display a criminal activity. I don't need you to display a criminal activity. My mother is a lawyer. I don't need that. I don't even need you to look like a criminal. Just by your speaking, just by your greeting, I already know you're a criminal. That's the edge I have, knowing criminology and psychology. The way you make your interaction would simply give it away that you're a criminal. Is as easy as it gets. It is more blessing to me in having a conversation online with Ghanaians and South Africans than making money, than the salary I earn in Nigeria, than making money in Nigeria. It is more blessing. The money I make in Nigeria, whatever I earn in Nigeria, is not a blessing to me. It's not. One of the greatest blessings I had in Nigeria, which I am so thankful to my father, is that there's something. He regimented my siblings and now made us always surround ourselves with foreign movies. This was how we changed our environment. Even though we're in Nigeria, we're not all Nigerians. Simple. Listen, South Africans, Ghanaians, Kenyans, Cameroonians, Namibians, Botswanans, or however you put it, Botswana people, Swahili people, wherever in Africa. Let me tell you, I've stated this before and I'm going to say it again. It is hard being a Nigerian. It is hard. It is frustrating being a Nigerian. The people that will tell you, I am proud to be a Nigerian, are the ones that are the most frustrated to be Nigerians. Quote me anywhere. The people that will tell you, I am proud to be a Nigerian, are the ones that are most frustrated being Nigerians. What am I trying to say in essence? Anytime you people think as an individual in some of these African countries I've talked about, anytime your head starts thinking about corruption, anytime your head starts thinking about doing the wrong thing that would affect your society, anytime your head starts thinking about selfish benefits or self-indulgence, self-aggrandization at the expense of your society, remember Nigeria. Remember Nigeria. Remember the frustrations that we go through as Nigerians. Remember the bad reputation that we have owing to the fact that we're Nigerians. Remember the fact that we as Nigerians are running helter-skelter to so many countries like flocks without a leader. We are running from one country to another, from this place to another place right now, seeking for succor, seeking for greener pasture. That is the biggest cause that can ever happen to any society in this life. So I must tell you this: if you are from any other African country and your mind is beginning to tell you, let me get this one at the expense of my society, I don't care, let me think about me, instead of thinking about the society collectively, remember Nigeria, and remember what the interest of one man, the selfish interest of one man can do to a society. Remember that selfish interests can fester on people like diseases, such that with time everyone in that society begins to act with selfishness, hence destroying that society. Remember Nigeria. It is not easy being Nigerian right now. It has never been easy, it will never be easy. So once you think of corruption in your own stead, remember Nigeria, run away from it. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, starting with the first man, the elderly kind of man. This is not the first time I'm reacting on his video. I have one of his video already on this channel, but I think he seemed to have an addiction with South Africans on the negative, being that from what I have heard, listened to, I don't know where this hatred from him is coming from, bitterness from him is coming from, because when I look at him, all I see is hatred and bitterness. And come to think of the fact that he actually believes and think that the way he is a reflection of how South Africans is a big fat lie from the pit of hell, because make it make sense that it is also the same South Africans that I have on this platform that are full of love, compassion for humanity, showing love to me and so many others. Like even amongst themselves, you see the love between them as a people. Now come to think of the fact where he was making reference to the fact that if MTN leaves Nigeria, other indigenous telecommunication company will thrive and do better. Like, why should that even be a thing? Are there no Nigerian companies that are well registered and functioning in South Africa? And why should the MTN in Nigeria be a big deal to a man like this? Is this not born hatred and bitterness reading all over his lips and his body, everything that has to do with him? At this point, I think this man is just jobless and has nothing to offer. And I would advise that people like this should just be ignored and addressed properly. Exactly, because if I don't come out here to, say the way I feel about attitude, character, and commentaries like this from a man that claims he's elderly, I think the last time he said it in his 50, is really a pathetic situation. I think at this point, just like Chimdi has said, this man needs a mental check. That's how most Nigerians, even the other one that we heard, always coming out, quere, always. Are they addicted? Are they so much in love with South Africa that they cannot sleep, they cannot breathe without trying to bring these people down for no just reason, no just cause? For no just reason, no just cause, because at this point it's beginning to irritate me, it's beginning to piss me off. Like, these people you call out, you abuse, you derogate, insult are in their own country, and it is Nigerians who always, like him, like the other guy, the young guy, look at this young man, as handsome as he is, making a mess of himself, threatening other people in their own country, making them try to feel less of themselves, uncomfortable in their country. Like, what manner of disrespect and disregard is this? And if South Africans begin to fire back and react, they will begin to tag them all manner of names, and which these people are not even interested in knowing whatever people think and care about them. They are just focused as South Africans to deal with their own problems, focusing on their own problems. Why should it be Nigerians most of the time? People like this constituting nuisance, disrupting the peace, the stability of other people's country. I think at this point, these people, it's high time they are being checked into the nearest psychiatric home, because it's draining. You heard Chimdi saying that it's already frustrating being a Nigerian, and this is the frustration I keep talking about here. Most of you don't even understand what we as Nigerians, fellow Nigerians, deal with. Go through dealing with our own fellow Nigerians. Imagine people like this in our society. Look at the nuisance they are constituting online. Talk more of offline. In reality, how these people act and behave. We have numerous of them, so many of them that act and behave and think this way that my brother Chimdi and I have always been complaining and talking about. Now you can see clearly that being a Nigerian is already a burden. It's frustrating. It's ridiculous. We have so many of them, both men, women, in disguise, in claiming and forming to be whom they are not. Like, and it is already a hassle, like a thorn on our flesh, living in Nigeria and dealing with people like this. Now you can imagine it. Put yourself in our shoes. If these people could go out to South Africa, like the other man who said he has lived in South Africa and returned back to Nigeria, yet you don't have anything good to say. South Africa has even better than made you whom you are. Now you sit down, all you do is trying to bring down the country that you have lived in and has impacted in your life, and you begin to compare, you begin to contrast, you begin to derogate, you begin to analyze a country that you are not even in any way as a country and as a people close to them. I say it with my full chest. Any Nigerian who says Nigeria can be compared to South Africa as we speak currently is a fat lie from the pit of hell, because at this point no country is perfect. We know South Africans are not competing with any country. It is rather Nigerians that are always competing. That's what this commentary of these people depicts. Always competing with people who are not competing with you, who care less about you, who don't give a hook if you exist. You come into their country because your country is not stable, it's not working effectively well enough for you to stay and develop and build. That's why even when they return back home, they have nothing, zero to nothing to offer other than instigating problems, causing chaos here and there. Here and there, you see them online, they are causing chaos, instigating problems. And it's high time, I feel like, yes, we need to address these people and put them in their place. It's a pity. I really apologize because it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. South Africans, it's unfortunate for you people to see what we as Nigerians are dealing with as human beings. As human beings. I don't know how to classify these people. I would love to go on and on. I believe my brother Chimdi has done justice to this, and I have already, put in one or two. So let me know what you think about all this going on here. Like, what do you think? Because it's too much for us to handle. It's too much. I pray every single day for the grace of God to survive, because you guys don't know what it means living in Nigeria. If this country you see is well structured, working effectively, working good enough, to keep our mental health stable, you think all this rubbish will not be curtailed? It's because the country is frustrating enough and is affecting a lot of them mentally. That's why you see them, they're unstable, mentally unstable, acting as people who ran out of the forest. And every time you see them, please let me know what is the meaning of kwere kwere. I want to know. Somebody tell me. Yes, exactly. And this is what I actually feel like we should address today. Leave your thoughts, leave your opinions in the comment section. It is me, it is I, your girl Tando, aka Victoria Chinyere. Yes, keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. And at this point, please, I beg of you to do one thing and one thing only. Hit on the like button, please. Share and subscribe. Do not make this your last, because on here we are trying to, care about all the rubbish, all the nonsense behavior from countries like Nigeria to other countries, and other countries that are not trying to make Africa, the continent of Africa, what is supposed to be, constituting nuisance, causing chaos here and there. This is high time we sanitize the continent of Africa by saying it just the way it is, raw and undiluted, nothing but the bitter truth, no sentiment, no emotions, no bias. Exactly. Until then, I will see you in my next one. Keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. For now, do have a lovely, peaceful, a blessed, and a successful day. Ciao, ciao.